What's good, everybody? I'm Johnny Danger.
I'm Jesse Wheeler.
And we are
the Dangerous Dudes.
We're picking our least favorite albums from our favorite bands.
Let's do it. Three, two, one, action.
So this was an interesting exercise. You know, we love all five of these bands collectively. I would say these are our agreed upon over the years favorite collective bands. You've got bands like Tool and REM that I love, but you probably love more. And I've got bands like the Black Crowes and Oasis that I love, but you know, you could probably...
I love them, but not as much as you.
Exactly. But these are our five favorite collective bands. And, you know, sometimes you got to tell your kids, you know, you didn't get an A on that paper. You can do better.
You're not always perfect.
You're not always perfect. I love you, but you can do better. And these albums represent a major disappointment. I came up with this list with some insight.
You did your research.
I did my research.
You're much more prepared than I am.
So I wanted to see what you thought of these. Yeah. I didn't really give you a whole lot of heads up and warning about these, but I want to see if you agree or disagree, okay? Now, the five favorite bands are Van Halen, Pearl Jam, Metallica, Radiohead, and Kiss. No particular order. Five distinct rock and roll guitar-based bands, but over the years have meant a lot to us collectively.
Some heavy hitters.
Have you seen all of these bands in concert other than Van Halen?
Yes.
Yeah.
I've seen Kiss a number of times, Radiohead twice with you, Pearl Jam the most.
Yeah.
Who was Metallica? I've seen 3 times now.
Yeah, I finally got to see.
Yeah.
I finally got to see Metallica this past April in Syracuse. It was amazing. But I never did get to see Van Halen.
Yeah, unfortunately, me either.
And never did get to see Kiss.
We could go see DLR.
Yeah.
His like farewell embarrassment tour. It's so bad I can't do it.
Yeah, his new guitar player is great. I will give him that.
Well, yeah, he always gets great guitar players. That's one thing he's always been great at, is finding the best guitar players.
Right. I saw some YouTube footage this morning, and he's doing his thing. You know, he's singing fairly in tune. He just kind of stands there at the small stage. There's like a million dudes in his band now. Like
which is smart.
Yeah.
That's smart. Like the more he needs like a whole horn section and some like background like Motown singers and stuff.
You don't, like back in the day, he wanted to be, you know, the star of the show. He wanted the spotlight on him. These days, you want to share the spotlight a bit if you're DLR.
So you keep getting those paychecks.
Yeah. But he's doing it. You know, he's playing places like casinos.
Oh, I know. It's perfect.
Yeah. And
there's like, think about it. Like you're going to a casino. Say you're like going on a trip to up to Turning Stone, and you want to do a little gambling, eat a couple of nice dinners. And you're like, hey, David Lee Roth's playing at the event center tonight. You want to stop in on that? Why wouldn't you? Like, even though you know it's not great,
we'd go.
You'd still go. And I would go in 2 seconds. I joked earlier I'm not going, but I would go in 2 seconds.
I would too, and it'd be like, you know, after one of these, it sounded better. After 2 of these, he sounded great. After 3 of these, it was one of the best shows I've ever seen.
Especially if I'm coming off like a heater on blackjack, I'm already in a good mood.
Let's go.
Like, let's go. Let's do it.
I would too.
Nothing to lose.
I always thought, like, you know, I would be sad to see like your hero in that situation, but it depends. Context matters.
I can't see Eddie Vedder doing that.
He's not going to.
I will never accept that.
Although I never saw him making an album like he did with the Earthlings.
True. That is a very good point.
I never thought
like he's trending in that direction. Although like, those shows, the Earthlings performances were fantastic.
Correct.
Great band.
You are correct.
But I don't care for the music.
Hearing Eddie Vedder using auto-tune, like...
Yeah, it's weird.
Here's the problem, and I thought about this on the way over here. These bands, you know what they have in common? I mean, there's a distinct difference between Radiohead and Metallica.
Yeah.
or, you know,
Radiohead and any of them.
Pearl Jam and
Radiohead and Kiss couldn't be more polar opposite.
or Pearl Jam and Kiss, but
Yeah.
like, you know, Pearl Jam was Mike McCready was influenced by Kiss, blah blah blah. The thing that they have in common is they've been around for a long freaking time, and they're huge, and we hold them to a standard. They meant something to us when we were kids. I mean, you had a Kiss lunchbox.
I had all the Kiss stuff.
So it means more. Like when I saw Oasis last month, it meant more to me. It was like when Michigan won the national championship, undefeated, 15-0. My life was better. I know it's irrational, but immediately the day after, and Keegan and I were talking about it, he goes, I don't know what this means about me like as a person, but I honestly feel better about my life. And after seeing Oasis, was like, I feel better. Like I did it. Like it meant something. And I bet you felt the same way. Like maybe it was a little weird meeting Paul and Gene in in that meet and greet sort of way, but like you met them. You get a picture of with your son.
It wasn't that weird. Like, it's weird that you're paying a bunch of money to be able to meet people. Like, I find that just the idea of that transaction.
And you guys are kind of being loaded in like cattle.
Yeah. But they took like short spurts. It wasn't like Gene and Paul passed through like high-fiving you. They stopped for a period of time. And I have a great picture of Gene looking at Caleb with a smile on his face that was less like, these are like the people that when I was Caleb's age were like gods to me, literally like gods. And now I'm in the same room, shook their hands, looked them in the eyes, and was just like, thank you. And like you're riding high
adrenaline.
That experience. Yeah. It's just amazing. And then you get to sit like we were first row at the show, which at the very beginning, you're like, this might have been a bad idea because the explosions, the pyrotechnics are so effing loud.
And it must be hot.
Oh, and I'm like, was this a good idea?
It's real fire.
10-year-old kid.
Oh my God.
Like we're right here and he wasn't wearing earplugs. I'm like, dad of the year right now. But it was like, at the end of the day, your ears and body normalized to it.
Toughen up, kid.
Yeah.
He plays in 3 rock and roll bands now. He's fine.
Yeah. And he does wear earplugs now. Like our kids are smart. They wear earplugs like we do. Like earplugs. What's wrong with you?
I hear just fine.
Yeah. What?
Huh?
Yeah. What did you say?
I don't know. Are you speaking Chinese?
Right.
But
like that.
But it's just, it means more. So these bands mean more. So let's get into it. We're going to start with Van Halen. So my least favorite album from Van Halen, this should come as no surprise, is Van Halen 3 from 1998. It has 12 songs. The runtime on this sucker is 1 hour and 5 minutes. Did you realize that?
I didn't. I mean, this is low-hanging fruit, obviously. Like, I don't think anybody who is a big Van Halen fan, you might find like one oddball out there is like, that's one of the best albums.
Course. It's like Kissing the Elder. There's always people, that's a masterpiece. Like, come on.
But most Van Halen fans are immediately going to migrate to that album. Now, there are like a couple of tracks that you forget about where you're like, oh, that's at least a cool riff.
So I'll give you this. Yeah. In my opinion, the best effort on this album is Without You. It has a really good, catchy chorus.
Yeah,
it's got some interesting guitar work. The drums are nice and tight, like Alex always is. The worst effort and one of the most cringe-worthy songs I've ever heard is How Many Say I. My note here as I was writing this down is it's awful in every possible way.
So
it's over 6 minutes of Eddie Van Halen singing lead while he plays piano.
Oh, yeah. So
the chorus is How Many Say I, like 6 times in a row with Gary Sharon singing falsetto octave over top of him. Dude.
Somebody needed to like say no at that point, but nobody could say no to them at that point. So it's a weird feeling when you have a band that you literally worship. Like these 5 bands are in that category.
Eddie Van Halen changed my life.
Where you're like, that song comes on because you've already heard it and you're skipping it. Isn't that like a weird thing? These are like your idols, yet they're obviously
fallible,
imperfect because as they progress, I mean, who knows what was going on with Eddie at that point. Just they get it, you get in, you get famous, you get in your own head, like you can't do anything wrong.
He was
everyone's entertaining. Yeah, Eddie,
really struggling with substance and alcohol
you should do
abuse.
that, Eddie. There should have been somebody that was like, and you know what? Like Sammy Hagar or David Lee Roth would have been the people that like, we're not putting that in an album. That's terrible. And that's why Gary Cherone got the job.
Yeah.
Because you get to a point where if somebody's telling you no,
we're going to find somebody that'll say yes. Yeah. And Gary was one of those guys.
Well, yeah, and like you get to be in Van Halen.
Right. We're knocking the record like, oh, this is one of their worst albums. And I feel bad talking about it, in such negative manner. But imagine, if I got a phone call that said, hey, Johnny, would you like to be, a member of David Lee Roth's, touring group? Yeah.
Yeah. Do you want to come play guitar for David Lee Roth? I do.
Yep.
I do.
As a matter of fact.
Yeah.
So I'll be a roadie. I'll get it. So let's not be completely contradictory, but
to put it all in perspective, tie a bow on this is the band that did 1984.
Yeah.
Also did Van Halen 3.
Exactly.
So you have to hold them to that.
Exactly. Standard. So now we're talking Pearl Jam. Now, think about it this way. What if these bands that have had a career that span 30, 40, 50 years? And that's exactly what we're looking at here. Mm-hmm. 5 bands. The newest member of this group would be Radiohead by a year from Pearl Jam. It's like 1992, I think, was their first effort. You're talking 30, 40, 50 years. What if they were a TV show? What if you're a TV show that ran for 50 years? What do you expect? You're going to have some duds. Some seasons are not going to be the best. Imagine? So not smashing them completely. I get it. But Pearl Jam was one of those bands, man, their first 3 albums just blew my head off.
The first 6.
And then the 4th album, No Code, was the first one I was like, I don't know if I get this completely, but then I got it. Mm-hmm. It didn't take long. I got it, and then I loved it. And then their 4th album, Yield. 5th?
Yeah.
Yield 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes, correct. Then their 5th album, Yield, effing masterpiece. I was living in Charlotte. It was 1998 when it came out. I heard Given to Fly on my way home from work back to our townhouse, and I had tears running down my face. I couldn't believe how amazing it was. And it was like, oh my God, that's the voice, that's the band. And then their next one, Binaural, amazing, huge, beautiful album.
When it first came out, that was the one I didn't get. And I'm like, I don't know about this.
It took a minute, didn't it?
Go back and listen to it. It was like, this is a masterpiece. There are so many written songs on that album. It's so for me, it's the first 6 for them. And then you get to the post 6.
So Riot Act was the first album where I was like, what's going on here?
There's some skippable songs.
But
in hindsight, it's better.
Aged really, really well. Love Boat Captain is really good, and it has You Are.
Yeah. An unbelievable.
It's one of my favorite Pearl Jam songs. But my least favorite album from Pearl Jam, 2013, Lightning Bolt. We went and saw this tour 2 times.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Now, they played several tracks from Lightning Bolt. Okay. But you get the whole discography with Pearl Jam when you go to see them live. If you ever get a chance to see Pearl Jam live, go. It's an unbelievable experience. It's uplifting. Everybody's singing every word. The vibes are... The only vibes I could compare it to are the vibes that we saw at the Oasis show, where everybody was just so pumped.
There are no... I've seen so many concerts in my life. The concert where the crowd sings every word like at the top of their lungs, nobody beats a Pearl Jam show. Like it's just...
Yeah, it's a communal thing.
Energy that I'm sure there are other bands like that.
I felt it a little bit in Metallica too. I felt it a little bit there. Getting high fives.
But that energy at Pearl Jam,
it's so communal.
Everybody, and it's almost like you go into it thinking, oh, are we going to get a good set list? And it doesn't, like you always, even the songs that we don't really, at the beginning of the show, like I could skip Black or I could skip Better Man. You get to those
and they're
you're
good.
like screaming at the top of your lungs because you know them, and they're so good live.
But this record, you know, as I'm looking at it, and it was close with Gigaton. Gigaton just fell flat for me. You know, hearing a song like River Cross, it felt muted, plain, boring, a little adult contemporary. This record, you might think, okay, you know, it's got Getaway, it's got Sirens, you know, strong arrangements, good production.
Mind Your Manners.
It does have Mind Your Manners, but it also has Sleeping by Myself. I wrote here, boring as boring can be, countrified, disappointing that it's even on the album. My overall impression of this record is adult contemporary, uninspired, first Pearl Jam album that I was truly disappointed in its entirety. And the last 5 songs on that album are the worst 5-song stretch on any Pearl Jam album, and it's not even close.
So
what are your thoughts?
They were starting to follow that pattern at that point where the album started strong and got weak at the end.
Front loading.
Now, I love Getaway and Mind Your Manners so much, those 2 songs, that I could never rate this their worst album.
Okay.
For me, the worst album is Gigaton. And the only reason at the time that I liked Gigaton at all is because it came out during COVID. We were so desperate for anything positive at that point.
I remember
I'm like locked up at home, and the album comes out, and I just went walking up and down the street listening to it. And at first you're like, well, this is good. Like, I like Dance of the Clairvoyants. I like
that Led Zeppelin type song.
The I
can't think of the title right now.
The name of it. Quick Escape.
Quick Escape. But it also has Super Blood Wolf Moon. It has Take the Long Way. The Long Way is a sneaky good. Okay.
So I like like 3 or 4 songs on that album. I don't love any of them. And it has River Cross, which, in my opinion, immediately cements.
Believe me,
that's the worst.
It was neck and neck,
right? Like, to me, so,
and they're back-to-back albums, which was scary,
right?
Because where are we trending with our favorite band?
So now it's like when you're like, your favorite sports team becomes like irrelevant and embarrassing,
or they sign some free agent that you can't stand.
We've been in those stretches.
Yeah,
I'm a Bills fan. You're a Lions fan. We've both had those stretches where like you're the laughing stock of your friend group because of the team.
your franchise quarterback's J.P. Lossman,
right? Or like whoever, like
Scott Mitchell.
We both had stretches that were tough to be the fan, where you're like, whatever, I don't even really care anymore, even though you do.
You're not wearing the gear in public.
Post Gigaton, you're like, all right, this might be it. They're still going to be good live, but because we did see them on the Gigaton tour, and it was still awesome.
Right, but they played like maybe 3 songs from that record.
They played Dance of the Clairvoyants, which was pretty good live. But then they hit Dark Matter, and you're like, still got it. It's still in there.
Well, that was the album.
Still in there.
Their last album, Dark Matter, is an absolute reclamation. It's like,
just refocus on that. Don't let Eddie claim like his Earthlings like stuff for the last 4 or 5 songs, because that's what the problem is. They're like, yeah, we don't have it. That's another thing.
When one member of the band gets too much sway and too much say, like Eddie Van Halen in Van Halen and Eddie Vedder in Pearl Jam, it can tip the things in the wrong direction.
So you go like 4 or 5 years between records, and you have a band like Pearl Jam where all 5 members write songs. They all have all contributed bangers over the years, all of them. Eddie obviously has had a million great ones.
Stone to Start was the guy.
All of them.
Jeff.
Matt Cameron's songs
are great.
So
he's the You Are guy, isn't he?
Yeah, he wrote he wrote The Fixer, like all these great songs.
Listen to You Are by Pearl Jam right now.
It's a really, really underrated song. So you go 5 years and you come to a record and you can only contribute 1 or 2 ideas. Like, I would have 5 songs in a month if I was like not practicing and like playing in a that was a problem with Gigaton. Like, Stone's only offering was Buckle Up. which I actually
It's not
kind of
bad.
like.
It's not bad.
But that's it. This is the guy that wrote Alive,
Buckle Up's
Even
kind of
Flow,
a song that you put your
Hail Hail.
It's the song that you put your 3-year-old kid to bed
Right.
to.
That's the idea. So like this is the guy who had all these crazy riffs early on, and that's it in 5 years. That's it. Like, and he doesn't have another band. Like
There's an
Jeff
imbalance.
has other stuff. Eddie has other stuff.
So as you know, with Dark Matter,
yeah, he came back and like they all
made it more of a group
contributed stuff.
effort. Yep.
And that's just keep doing that.
Yeah, exactly.
Keep doing that. That's
Okay.
the formula.
Next on our list is Metallica.